Alright guys, what's going on? It's almost 11:50 p.m. Motzei Shabbat over here, and I still don't do the Mishnah, so we're going to do it now. It's the sixth Mishnah, I believe, in the sixth Perek, the final week before our Shabbaton. And this Mishnah is a long Mishnah. It's going to speak about 48 ways to wisdom of Torah, and how do we acquire Torah. And it's a bit long, but I think it's a bit interesting. Let's go. Gedolat Torah yoter min hakeuna min hamalchut. Torah is greater than Kohanim and of kings. Shamalchut nikni b'shosha ma'alot, because kingship is acquired with three attributes. V'hakeuna and keuna, which is Kohanim, they acquire it with 24 attributes. But Torah, to acquire Torah, Niknit b'arba'im u'shmona devarim. It's acquired with 48 things. So therefore, we're saying it's greater because, the harder it is to get something, it's going to be greater. So now the Mishnah is really going to list the 48 things, and they're very interesting. We'll speak out some a little bit more than others, and we'll try to learn some lessons. So we start off the 48 ways. One, betalmud, which is constant study. Not always getting up, not always moving, sitting and studying, diligence. Next is bishmiat ozen, with listening. In order to learn something, you have to listen to what someone says. The next thing is barichat sfatayim. Barichat sfatayim is speaking out what you learn. Many times, you'll just read something and you read with your eyes. But the Torah believes that the best way to study is to speak it out, Say the words and speak out what you're learning. And say it to yourself and make sure you understand it. The next is bevinat halev, understanding in the heart. Basically, to think it over well until you have it clear inside of you. And besichlut halev is also the same sort of thing. It's sort of like another level of thinking very, very deep to get to the bottom of things. The next one is be'ema. Ema is fear of your teacher, right? Meaning respect of him. And the next thing is yirah, is fear of God. When you study, you have to have fear of God. Anava is humility. When you study, you have to be humble. Understand that you may not understand that you don't necessarily understand things, and that you want to learn from others. Besimcha, you have to learn with joy. You have to be happy with what you're doing. Beshimush chachamim, you have to study from rabbis, and they'll teach you. Also, the next one is bediktu chaverim. When you learn together with friends, you get ideas. Upepul tamidim, and when you teach people, they have good questions, and it sharpens you. B'yishuv, you have to learn when you're calm. When you're running in balagan and your mind's not thinking straight, it's going to be hard to learn. B'mishnah, you have to know the foundations, like Mishnayot, because that's the foundations of all learning. B'mi'ut shina is to decrease sleep. Obviously, that doesn't mean not sleep at all. That means sometimes to get out of bed and learn, or before you go to sleep, learn a little bit. Not to sleep the whole day. You got to be productive. B'mi'ut ta'anug means decreasing in pleasures, meaning it's good to enjoy, but sometimes take away a little bit and study. B'mi'ut tzchok, when you're learning, you shouldn't be joking around. B'mi'ut derech eretz, it means taking off a little bit time of working to study. Be'erech hapayim, you have to be patient, right? If you're learning something and someone doesn't understand, you can yell at him. Or if you don't understand, you have to be patient, and you'll learn it again and understand it. Be'lev tov, you have to have a good heart. You shouldn't hate anyone. You have to have good feelings towards all of them. Be'emunat hachamim, you have to have trust in the rabbis. U'bekavlat ha'yisurin, and you have to accept pain that comes onto you. Sometimes Hashem, He chooses to pain us. We have to accept it. Okay, so this is really the first half of the 24. Let's just finish up the next 24. And then we'll arrive at our 48 ways to wisdom. Hamakiret mekomo, you have to know your place, meaning understand where you're holding. Be honest with yourself. Know that you're not the best, and know that you're not the worst. You have to know where you are. When you realize your talents, you'll be able to excel with them very well. V'asamech bechalko is being happy with what you have. When you're happy with what you have, you'll be able to appreciate more, and you'll be able to learn better. V'haoseh siyag l'dvarav, and a person who is very careful with what he says. He doesn't just speak freely and just say whatever he wants whenever he wants. He's careful. Ve'enot machzik tov al atzmo, a person who doesn't take credit always for everything that he does. Ahuv, the next one is that people like him. Ohevet hamakom, that and the next one is that he loves Hashem. Ohevet beriot, he loves people. Ohevet sedakot, some people say that. Okay, ohevet torachot, he likes rebuke, meaning when people rebuke him and they tell him off, he's going to listen to what they say and try to become a better person. Ohevet mesharim, he tries to take the honest path. Metrachek min hakavod, he runs away from honor. V'lo megis libo b'tamudo, and he doesn't become ga'ava, he doesn't become haughty. He doesn't make himself, feel so great when he learns so much. No, he studies and he just thinks he's a regular guy. Ve'ena someach b'hora'ah, and he's not happy when people come to ask him questions. Meaning, obviously, when people ask you questions, you should answer them. But he's not. It doesn't make himself feel good. Meaning, sometimes when people ask us things, we feel good, we feel all important. So we're saying no. That this person for sure is going to answer it and he's going to answer the questions, but he doesn't make himself feel so good. Wow, like these people are coming to ask me questions. I must be a great guy. Okay, the next one is noseh b'olim chavero, which means to sort of join your friends when they're in pain. Meaning sometimes we know if a friend of ours or something is going through a hard time, we feel for him. That's this one. The next one is machri'ol l'chav zechut. We judge people for the benefit of the doubt. If you see someone that's not doing something that's so well, we judge them well. Ma'amido al hamet. It means that if you see one of your friends doing something wrong, you tell them to correct the way in a nice way. Ma'amido al shalom. You make peace with people. Mityasher libo b'talmudo. You learn every day with a set time, and you don't move so much, and you learn constant. Shoel meshiv, you ask questions and you give answers. Shomeo mesif, you listen and you add on things to what people say. Halamed amanat lamed, you learn on condition to teach other people, because it's very important to teach other people. Halamed amanat lasot, and you learn on condition to apply what you learn. Hamachkim et rabo, you ask questions and therefore you challenge your teachers, and that's very good. And you understand things very well in order to have them clear and to have them organized. And you say something, meaning if you hear a piece of Torah, you say it in the name of the person that you heard it from. Okay, so these are briefly the 48 things. Let's just finish. Halamata, we learn from here. Shekol ha'omed davar b'shem omro mebi geolah l'olam. If you say something in the name of the person you heard it from, it brings redemption to the world. Shneimar v'atomer Esther lamelech b'shem Mordechai. Esther told, is talking about on Purim, the Queen Esther, she told the king something in the name of Mordechai, and because of that, after the whole story played out, the Jews were freed. Okay. Basically, these are the 48, what we call the 48 ways to wisdom. I briefly told them to you because I didn't want to waste all your time. Basically, they're really important to study, and we'll discuss them later. Until next time. Looking forward to seeing you guys this weekend. I'm out.